A few months ago, one of my longtime marketing clients, an architecture studio in California, reached out about redesigning the portfolio section of their website. And truthfully, it was time. The website I built for this client almost 5 years ago at this point was my first ever Webflow website build. And while the portfolio page had done a great job of showcasing the client's work, ultimately, in the back end, it was not very scalable, it was hard to maintain, and honestly, it was just a very clunky experience to continue adding new projects to. And the filtering capability that was available at the time in which the website was being built was quite honestly very basic and a bit buggy as well. In this video, I'm going to show you how I went about revamping this client's portfolio to design a new one that not only looks much better from a design perspective, but also has much more advanced project filtering capabilities. We'll take a look at the original portfolio design. I'll show you what was wrong with it from a technical perspective. Then we will dive into the Figma wireframe so you can see how I collaborated with the client in the early design stages. And then finally, I'll walk you through the completed new portfolio. Whether you are a Webflow developer, a designer, or an architecture firm looking to revamp its own portfolio, this video will show you not just how to design a beautiful portfolio, but one that will also impress prospective clients. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm a full stack marketing strategist working with my clients on brand strategy engagements, web design and development projects, and ongoing marketing retainers. As part of my work here, I regularly post videos on YouTube discussing those aforementioned topics, as well as giving you a behind the scenes look at what it's like to run a modern marketing consultancy. If any of that sounds interesting to you, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date with me. And also feel free to introduce yourself in the comments if you are so inclined. With all the housekeeping now taken care of, let's jump into the screen share. Now you are looking at the original portfolio page we had here, and there are a couple issues you can see. Now, number one, I would say the design was very good, as you can see here. So we basically just have this off-grid layout where the cards are different shapes and sizes. So this all works very well. Now, there were a few problems here with this design. Number one, this is not connected to the Webflow CMS. This was past my capabilities at the time, 5 years ago, designing this. The problem with that is that while we do have all these portfolio projects here in the back end, where we have the featured image, some different filter options, which of course I'll be getting to, the overview, the gallery photos, all that type of stuff. The problem is that they would not automatically add here. So then I would have to manually go in and add those to the grid. And then over time, you can see here, this resulted in this class stacking where to get the design correct and uniform, we ended up with this stacking issue, which is just going to slow down the website over time. So this was of course not ideal. And then last but not least, the filtering capability was very rudimentary to where we could only filter by residential or commercial projects. And when you did go to filter, it would just be like a very clunky experience as the cards reshuffled. Ultimately, these problems combined, along with the need for a new design, as this one was several years old, was the impetus for redesigning the entire portfolio page. Of course, we started off the design process here in Figma, and we never got past the UX wireframe stage because I was always going to build it and then send it to the client for review in Webflow anyway. But I did send the client this wireframe ahead of time just so they knew what the new portfolio page was going to look like. So this hero section here was going to feature a video, as you will see when I showcase the final portfolio. And then we were going to have a headline, of course, and then some buttons here. So this was all placeholder. This is not what it actually turned out to look like. The main thing though to mock up in this wireframe was going to be the filters we wanted. So as you can see here, we're going to filter by project type, the design style, and then miscellaneous features here as well. And then the idea was to have this sticky on the left-hand side, and then people could scroll through all the portfolio projects here. Now, the filtering was done using the CMS filter via Finsweet. I'll leave this in the comments in case anyone wants to check it out as a fellow Webflow developer. But it's very simple. Basically, this is what allows you to create the filtering that we just looked at. So right here, we can look at different examples of how, for example, this is like filtering different locations and like tourist attractions in different countries. So you can see this is what it allows you to do. And then there's a bunch of different filtering options in case you want to have multiple. For example, you just need to add this script on the page where you want it. And then you're going to need a collection list. And then you're going to need to add these attributes to the collection list. You're going to use a form block as the filters. You're going to add these attributes to that form block, and then to the different field identifiers you have, whether you're planning on using a checkbox label, a radio label, a select, or a dropdown. You're going to want to add the specific identifiers and filters to those different items here. And then this is all very well explained in the documentation here. And then you can also see a visual representation of what it looks like. So a bit of a learning curve when you first get started, I won't lie, but once you understand how it works, this is something I've actually gone on to implement for multiple different clients at this point, and I'm very comfortable doing so. So this is what is going to allow us to take advantage of that advanced filtering functionality. Otherwise, this really wouldn't even be possible, quite frankly, as far as I know, in Webflow. So let's now go to the actual portfolio page. I want to show you what that looks like in the live mode view here. So here we have the similar headline, browse our modern architecture portfolio. We have an arrow indicating for people that they're going to want to scroll. And then as you can see here, we have this horizontal scroll here where we have the video montage of all the different client work here. In this case, they have invested a lot of money into high quality professional project videography and photography. People are getting a full section view of the client's portfolio work. So this is very captivating, as you can see. If you're enjoying this video and you happen to work in the architecture and design space, whether that means you're a principal architect, the marketing director of a large firm, or even an office administrator, then I would invite you to a design consultation with myself and my agency, Chatfield Square, if you are looking to revamp not just your portfolio, but your entire online presence. Now, this meeting is not going to be a sales pitch, far from it. Rather, I am just going to take the time to learn more about your firm's background, the types of projects you're looking to work on, and the types of clients you're looking to attract. And then based on everything else you tell me about your marketing and sales strategy, I will outline a digital marketing game plan so you can reliably attract your ideal clients online and grow your portfolio of work. Make sure to check out the Chatfield Square agency website. There's a link to it directly here in the description. You can learn more about the agency, check out some of our featured case studies, and if you're so inclined, there is an interactive video form where you can submit details about your firm, and I will get back to you in regards to scheduling a consultation. Without further ado, let's get back to the video. And then as you scroll down, then you get into the actual portfolio content itself. This client specializes in modern and minimalist design. So very simply, all we have here is the filters on the left-hand side, and then the different cards for the different portfolio projects here. So as I was designing this, I was thinking to myself, what would a digital version of the Architectural Digest magazines that are of course very popular in the industry look like? And in my case, I thought it would look something like this, where people can just simply scroll through, they can find a project that looks interesting to them, and then they can hover over it, they'll get the name, quick little overview here. So in this case, I can see it's a multi-unit development to learn more. Now, here are the filters, again, built using the Finsweet CMS filtering tool, and people can customize these. Maybe they're looking at a custom home that is going to be in a modern style and was in the coastal zone. Basically, it makes it harder for them to get a permit to build that. And then it has a high-end design budget. Then they can see exactly what types of projects would be in this style that this studio has worked on. So this is just a great way for prospective clients to come to this website, and the portfolio is going to be this studio's biggest sales tool. So this is just great because this way they can see exactly what the studio has designed and developed in their own portfolio. And then during the sales call, they can talk to my client and be like, these projects you've designed, this is what I'm looking for, but then we want to customize it to fit our unique needs, budget, use case. And like I said, as you can see here, they can all be combined. Then also worth noting that in the Webflow CMS here, so as new projects are added here, which is very easy to do, this is where all the filtering comes into play. So anyone who's in the back end here can just select those filters and then it will filter accordingly. Then basically anyone here. So I'm the one who handles this just as part of our marketing engagement here. But even if it was just a marketing team or an office administrator, it's super easy to come in here and add new portfolio projects to the website to where you don't need to touch any code like in the old portfolio that we looked at first here. Instead, you just need to basically be able to fill out a form, and then you're able to add and update content on the portfolio page automatically. Last but not least, it is worth noting that all these portfolio projects are rendered in the same design template. So here we just have the hero section. We have a quick overview about this particular project. Then we have a photo gallery, and it's also included in a lightbox so people can just click to open them in full screen. As you can see here, we have a CTA towards the bottom if people want to get in touch to book a consultation. The only case where this does not apply is that for this client, we actually did build out some custom portfolio pages. If we look at the Crest residence here, this is going to show you what those custom pages look like. So we have the video overview here that people can click into. We have some fast facts. So these are custom built out web pages for specific portfolio projects. This is something I'm happy to do for clients, although of course it does cost extra as I bill accordingly for the custom website design. But you can see, I think it's definitely worth investing in custom built out portfolio pages like this just to showcase the best projects that your firm has to offer. All right, everyone, so that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it and found it entertaining as well as informative. If you happen to work in the architecture and design space and you recognize that your firm could benefit tremendously from a revamped brand presence online, then I would invite you to schedule a design consultation with myself. This meeting will be one-to-one directly with me, where I will take the time to learn more about your firm's background, the types of clients you're looking to attract, the types of projects you want to work on, and based on everything else I learn about your marketing strategy and goals and your sales process, I will outline a branding, web design, and digital marketing strategy that will allow your firm to reliably attract its ideal clients and ultimately dramatically expand its portfolio of work in the direction you want to go in. I definitely would recommend you browse the website, learn more about the agency, check out some of the case studies, and if you want to move forward, definitely use the video form there to submit some details about your firm, and I will get back to you in order to book a consultation. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, take care. Bye.